Welcome to Make Sylacauga Healthy Again. I'm your host, Dr. Jonathan Douglas of Broadway Spinal Care. Today's show is going to be crappy. We're going to talk about a subject that 13-year-old girls do not like their mom talking about, and that is constipation and some of the ways to help with it. Stay tuned. Got a special guest with me today, someone I know quite well, Tammy McDonald. We spend a lot of time together in lots of ways.
Yes.
on court and all of the above. So Tammy has a very interesting and a very common story. You might think it's uncommon, but it's not, and we talk about this a lot in the office. And people, when they come to chiropractors, I think they think it's just spinal care. I mean, that's what people think about. But we do so many things. Some days we'll go mainly through talks and not talk to people about spine, to tell you the truth. We're talking about other things that are related to spine, or other things that are related to nutrition. But Tammy has a story that affects your life in a way you would not understand unless you've had the problem. And when people come in, I always say, I wish I had a crystal ball and I wish I had a time machine, because I could always figure out what to do, what's going to help, and then we could fast forward them to see how things are going to be different if they try something.
Exactly.
And so if Tammy had known that with the time machine that she could be at the point she is now versus where she was, she would have started at a totally different time period.
Yes.
Yes. So constipation.
It has been a nightmare. I'm fixing to be 54 years old, and so I've been constipated my whole entire life. And when I say constipated, I'm talking about I could go 3 and 3.5 weeks without even going to the bathroom. So, of course, that causes toxins. You know, we don't realize that not pooping, it builds up toxins in our body, and those toxins make you very sick. And so, when I did go, it would be very little. I never emptied, and so, and I have done it all. There is literally nothing that I have not tried.
She's tried, just to kind of fill you in, she's tried prescriptions, she's tried the magnesium, tried whatever, and a lot of those things will make you pump things out, but it doesn't actually fix the reason that you're not pumping it out in the first place.
Exactly, and so, I believe in chiropractors. I've been going to chiropractors since I was 12 years old, so that is not something that I know
it's
what
not
y'all
new
do.
to you.
Yes, and so coming to you changed everything. I came in for my gallbladder because I do not have time to have surgery. That is not an option for me. I don't have time to be down, and so I come to you and I said, okay, we've got to figure out, is this a problem or is this something that we can work through, because I cannot. You know our situation. I cannot. And we found out it was inflamed. And so you said probiotic, and I said, I do that. It doesn't work. And you said, well, what about an enzyme? And I had never, ever heard of an enzyme, never been explained what it does, nothing. And you said, let's put an enzyme and a probiotic together. Okay, I'm expecting it not to work. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't supposed to work because nothing has.
Sure.
And so I go home. I did it exactly like you told me. 2 days, I went to the bathroom fully. I have not had a full bowel movement since I was a teenager. And I was like, okay, this is a fluke. This is whatever. The next day, same thing. It has been a little over a month, and I go to the bathroom every single day fully. And the energy level is amazing. The brain fog has somewhat calmed down. Again, I'm fixing to be 54. That comes, there's just part of that. It's part of life. But things are starting to be clearer. Because I don't have the toxins. The toxins are not in my body.
Sure.
So it makes a difference.
Well, there's an old saying that anything that can be treated with diet, you shouldn't treat in any other way.
Exactly.
And so when you have poop that sits in your intestines all the time. What you do is you use up all the things your body needs, and then all the things you don't need sit there, and they basically rot.
Yes.
And so some people don't produce enzymes, and enzymes end in ase. And so if you ever look at something that says like protease or lipase, these are things that break down the food that you're taking in. And so the reason the enzymes are helping you is because you don't produce the things that break the food down into the components that pass through.
Wow.
Now that you take the enzymes, you do, and it might actually stimulate your body to start producing them because sometimes it does. So you might be able to back off at some point, but it doesn't matter if you have to take a pill every day. I mean, you know, who cares?
But I tried fiber. Oh, you got to have fiber. Well, fiber did right the opposite. It was like a plug just going, okay, we're definitely not going anywhere. You're not drinking enough water.
Right.
The one thing I want to say, start your kids drinking water at a very young age.
Yes.
My daughter is 13. I knew the importance of water I was 40 when she was born, so I knew the importance of water by then. Working for UPS, that's all I drink is water. And so I started her at a very young age, water, water, water. Start them while they're young because water's hard to get used to. It really is. If you've had sweet tea and Cokes, see, he's an all-in guy.
See, now that's where I think it's wrong because I think if you don't expose them, to the sweet tea except as a treat, then it's not hard to make water.
I'm talking about it as an adult.
I got you.
As an adult, it is hard to make that transition. Start them when they're young, and they won't struggle as an adult.
That is correct.
Drinking water.
That is correct.
Start your children young. Drinking
is
so important.
That could be true of diet also, though. It's all those things.
It is. It's all those things. And so, but I started late. I didn't, I'm a sugar addict, so therefore I can't have it because with the fibromyalgia, with the constipation, sugar just, it wreaks havoc on my body. And so, but they would say, do this, do this, do this. I did all those things and it still didn't work.
Right.
So I just thought I was going to live like this for the rest of my life.
Well, it's really a mechanical plumbing problem you had. You weren't producing the things that break it down into small enough components. About 70% of our poop is dead bacteria. Do you know that?
No.
It is.
I did
so
not.
It should be. But when people don't break things down, if we had analyzed your pre-enzyme poop to post, we would see that it's just a bunch of food that never did anything. It would just be the same kind of components that rotted and just kind of came through. Where now, if we looked at it, we would see that it's broken down and a lot of dead bacteria that are coming through, and that's a totally different thing. And then your body can actually push that through.
But all these years and nobody, doctors, prescriptions, you're just going to live with it. Nobody ever, ever, ever went enzymes.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
And it's been life-changing.
And it's one of the simplest things to start with. So I think the message today is that diet can help with most things.
Yes.
People search for these really complicated answers, and if you're eating really bad things and then you're taking a lot of anti-inflammatories, then you have to think, well, why am I having to take these anti-inflammatories? Because I'm eating inflammatory things. So doesn't it make more sense to fix the actual root problem and the cause of this than to treat all the symptoms? And so that's what we're trying to do.
It's
Yeah.
been awesome.
So if you've got constipation, I've got an expert here. She's become that. We might start a nonprofit or something for the constipated. Crappies R Us or something. I don't know what it is, but yeah, there are lots of things out there, guys. But look for solutions that actually look at the root cause, because it can change your life if you find that root cause. Most people come in to see us and have no diagnosis. That always surprises me the most. Is that they come in, they've had 40 years of something, like, well, what's wrong with you? I have no idea. Nobody's ever really looked into what's wrong. But until you find out what's wrong, you can never really fix it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Thanks for being on with us
Oh,
today.
yes, thank you.
We'll see you next time.